Hi guys, welcome back. Who are we doing? Leos. How are you guys? Um, Leos, you guys are almost in your birthday season, although you're gonna have to chill because it is my birthday season. But I'm a cusper, so I'm like, I have so much fire in me. It's not even funny. I'm on the 22nd, and I'm actually a Leo moon as well, and then I have like a shit ton of placements in my 5th house. I'm like rolled. So this Leo and Jupiter is like, I can already feel it. And what's crazy is that I didn't feel it as much as I did with Cancer, and I have a shit ton of Cancer too. It's like I'm all like Cancer, Leo, Libra. Yeah, I'm all water, fire, and air. I have Capricorn and Lilith in the 8th house. If you know, you know. Anyway, I can already feel like with the Leo, and I know there's some readers out there too that are like, oh, the 21st is where it ends, and I'm like, no. Even if you look it up, it always says Cancer. Because I was like, wait, so am I Leo? No. Whatever. The royal you, of course, Leo. The royal you is coming in. Let it go. Let it go. I feel like, Leos, the royal you is coming in. You guys are coming into your... they always like to talk shit about how Leos want the attention, or how this and this and that and that. I feel like for a lot of Leos, when you are unhealed, it is attention seeking. But when you are just in your natural state, who you are, it is who you are. Can you fucking, like, even if you wore sunglasses, you couldn't, like, what is it called? You know, what am I trying to say? Hide the sun, right? You can't blind yourself from the sun. That's not, it's because that doesn't make any sense, right? But basically, you can't fucking shut off the sun. The sun is the sun, right? Like, yeah. So I feel like Leos, the bad rap is that Leos do get like the attention, and when you're unhealed and when they're going through trauma, they want that, you know, they go attention seeking. But an unhealed Leo, that person walks in the room and is like, the sun is here. Yeah, we can, the feast can begin, right? And it's not like, oh, we require attention. You no longer require it. You don't even care if it happens. It just naturally happens. You guys are the sun, right? Possibility for union. Yeah, again, let it go. There is some kind of union coming in. I'm trying to steer away from union, especially because, well, it is, we are in Mercury retrograde, but you know, these readings, I don't know if you guys have watched enough tarot, you understand that this is not today, tomorrow, the next day. These readings usually go between, it depends on, you know, what's going on in your chart, what's going on in all of that. It can be between 3 weeks and like 4 months, okay? The reason being is because tarot is predictive. We are giving you the message so you can, like, let's fix my shit so I don't have to go through that, right? Like, oh, you're gonna do this and you're gonna get fucked up, and there's gonna be a tower moment, right? Or if, like, there's somebody that's coming in, and let's say you, I know I listened to a reader, I can't remember her name, but she said, you know, when you get in a relationship, there's certain things you want to have in order. You want to have your money in order. And that doesn't mean you have to be rich, right? It means like you want to have a bank account, you want to have your shit in order. Like, just have like all your personal shit in order, because once you get into that relationship, that takes almost like half of who you are, right? And if you're unhealed, then that can take a lot more than who you are. If you are healed, that takes at least half, honestly, even energetically. Like, you are, even if you're not with them, you are connected at all times. You speak on the phone, you know, you schedule your life around when you're going to get together, what you're going to do, right? This person is now involved in your life at least half of the percent. And that's, I'm talking about like 2 people that are actually more independent, because the truth is that, like, people who are a little bit more codependent, it revolves around the relationship, which is not great. Anyway, okay, Leos, let's see what comes out actually, because that's just like the messages that I'm seeing. But I do feel like you are coming into union. But be careful if it does happen during Mercury retrograde. If it's an ex, like you dated someone and it ended badly, that's Mercury retrograde. If it's somebody that you know, but it wasn't like it ended bad, it just circumstances, shit happened, maybe they were unavailable, whatever it was, right? Okay, we'll talk until Mercury retrograde is over, and then we'll see how we feel and take it slow. All right? I believe it ends on the 23rd, 21st, I can't remember. Bold step forward, the farther gate. I feel like you are, that's interesting. I know that there have been several people that have just jumped timelines. All right, you have just jumped timelines, and I feel like, see, yeah, that's what I'm getting. Okay, so the other day I was really interested, which is interesting that this is coming up in this reading. I was really interested because I know that I jumped a timeline a few weeks back, and I was like, how often can you jump a timeline? And I was pulling cards on this, right? Obviously, I'm not just gonna be like, let me guess. No. And what I was advised was, at the most, 4 times in a year. And you don't want to do that. That is the equivalent of, like, if you guys have ever seen Guardians of the Galaxy, you know when that one guy's like, hurry up, and he's like, we have to jump 200 and something portals, and their eyes are bulging and it gets crazy, right? So it said, like, but the most you can jump timelines, because you can, is 4 times, but that's not something you want to do. But I feel for you guys are actually jumping 2 timelines. I feel like you guys just jumped a timeline, and then you guys are entering another timeline, because it's not an in-between. You're not in an in-between. There's still things going on. There's movements. I don't know if you guys have noticed that in the past there was nothing. You were in a desert, and then it's almost like you jump timelines, and then, okay, you weren't in the desert anymore. Things are starting to move. Things are starting to happen. It's not exactly where you wanted to end up, but you're making the best of what's going on and the situation that's moving, and I felt just like an overwhelming feeling of gratitude that makes me want to cry. Like this feeling of just even the little things. Right now you're feeling so grateful because there was such a long period where shit was not moving, that you're like, oh my god, this is moving, it's uncomfortable, it hurts, but I don't give a fuck. I'd rather this move than me be stuck like where nothing is growing, right? And now I want to say you're going to do another timeline jump, and that one's going to be like even quicker, but I feel like you're going to be somewhere where you've never been before in this lifetime. You have never been before in this lifetime. All right, I'm seeing, just, it's almost like your manifestations are coming through. Everything that you thought was like movies and shit that you wanted to try, right? It's like when I'm just giving storylines, right? I'm giving story, like when you meet that rich man and he like spoils you and takes you like to different countries, and you're trying different foods, and the schmex is like out of this world, right? Instead of having dealt with the dude that was counting pennies to buy you McDonald's because he'd rather buy booze than spend money on you, right? Like would steal a flower from you. And that's not to shit on people that are going through financial issues. That's to shit on people that are pieces of shit and don't want to get their lives together and do the bare minimum so that they can continue to take from you, right? Because the fact is that I don't give a fuck. I'll get with someone who is struggling but is actually fucking working towards it, right? Like, I can see you're working towards it. I can see you're hustling. I can see you're putting your all into it. I can see you're trying, right? And so if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. That's cool. But somebody that's like, oh, I drink all the time and I go from person to person relationship, nah, that's a bum. That's a straight up loser, bro. Nah, no. two timelines, and that's it for this year. And I can't see further down. So, but I do see that you've already done one. You're about to, not about to. Again, when I say about to, we're giving it a few months, right? Before the end of the year is what I'm getting. It could even be by August is what I'm hearing. But definitely by the end of the year, your life is going to look very different. Very different. Very different. Very different. Leos. And you are coming up aces. Like, you are just like, let me reintroduce myself. A merry motive. Yeah. I feel like, look, it's almost like, I'm getting a memory of a flash of a scene of a show or a movie, and it's like, okay, you wished on a star, it then disintegrates, right, and it goes into like the wishing bucket, whatever this is, and then it's being sent to heaven, and they're like, okay, we're going to do this one next. But it's not like one, it's like, look how many stars are there. It's almost like you have a queue of wishes. I just saw 1111. For me, I always, that's like a uber yes, super yes, you're on the right path. Yes, that's the right message. And every time they're like, okay, le vamos a hacer un wish, we're gonna grant her a wish, we're gonna grant her this one, this one's up next, this one's up next. But I feel like they've been queued for a really long time. You just had to jump this timeline, and now it's almost like, okay, we're gonna continue, like, bring in the next wish, bring in the next wish. And then you put it in the, I'm seeing like the goblet, like from Harry Potter. Like, you put it in and it just kind of disappears. It burns off. But it burns off because it's happening, right? It's coming to fruition. That's what I'm seeing, which is awesome. A merry motive. Yeah, a merry motive. And I just feel like there's going to be so much. There's so much good that's going to be coming in for you. Dragon's Hoard, protecting the future. What did I say? Okay, I'm going to say it now because I didn't want to say it because I don't know. We should always just say what we hear. When I was saying a merry motive, you know how I said it twice, is because I heard marry, like getting married. Some of you guys could actually be getting married this year. I mean, if you just met this person, be careful. If it's someone you've known for a while, and then you guys meet and you're like, well, you guys actually end up together, but you already know like a lot of who this person is, and let's say you end up getting married at the end of the year, okay, just be wary, because I also think you're gonna get pregnant. Okay, Leos, I feel like you guys are gonna get pregnant. And look, there's two keys here. What am I, look, I'm not kidding here. And this is obviously a fucking womb. If you're a dude, you're gonna get someone pregnant, right? If you're masculine, a man, right? A man, you're gonna get someone pregnant. Because I'm not talking about energy here. We're talking about actual anatomy. And I don't care what you go by. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what you actually have to create a human being, right? Like, I'm not trying to insult, but if you don't have it to create it, like, you can't. Yeah. So I'm talking about an actual man. Like, but there's two different keys here. There's two different keys that are creating this, and you're protecting protecting the future. But I feel like it's because you're protecting with whomever this is. You're actually coming into connection with. You are changing. I feel like both of your guys' ancestry line, your bloodline. I heard royal bloodline. You guys are creating a royal bloodline, and you are creating this royal herd. And if you already have kids, I feel like that bloodline is already in them, but I'm hearing it's going to be cleansed. And I don't know if you guys have seen that your kids have been like, it's almost like the more you elevate, the more they do. And so that bloodline is going to start with them, but it's going to continue. They might have to still deal with some trauma and some stuff that they had to deal with before, right? But I feel like it's going to be dealt with. It's not going to be a generational curses that they have to break, right? I feel like that ends with whoever I'm talking to here. And this is not going to be every Leo. So if you know that this isn't you, and I just saw 444, this isn't you, okay? Let's start to clarify. Oh, my arm. Yeah, This is 12, which 2 plus 1 is 3, which I'm getting mom, dad, and baby. And again, it doesn't mean that that's like your whole family. That's just what I'm getting. But some of you guys could get married this year. Yeah. Congratulations. Clarify the farther gate. Bold step forward. Yeah, the farther gate. The farther gate. You guys cross the front gate. Now you're going to cross the farther gate. And in this picture, there is 2 gates. Look. There's this one, and then there's that one. There is 2 gates here. You are being led by your ancestors, and you are highly protected right now. Right now, you have those. You might be seeing crows. If you are, understand that those are actually your own personal crows. They are not from the area. They're yours. They are your ancestors. Some of them have, like, I don't know how it works, if they're like fully in that life, or if they can actually like insert themselves, and like, I don't know. I'm not gonna even go into that, because that's a whole different thing. But your magical powers, and this baby is going to be born with such gifts. But not only that, you and whoever it is that you're dealing with are powerful beings on Earth. Powerful. I feel like you guys both might be starseeds and from the same star planet. A new event happening. An omen. Yeah, you're being given omens, but they're good omens. It's not like, oh, something bad is gonna happen. No. And it's almost like you're being protected, like you're being followed, like Hedwig, right? They would send him letters, but I feel like, honestly, I think in the books they would even like protect them, right? Hedwig even died for Harry Potter, protecting him. Clarifying a married motive. Yeah, you got woman. You were the quarantine person, you know. Girlfriend, fiance, spouse, love interest, feminine energy. Yeah. Either you're them or this is them, but tell me more. Married motive. Oh, okay, so I'm getting that this is what they've been wishing for. This is what you've been wishing for, right? I feel like this is what they've been wishing for. They've been wishing upon a star. That's one of their wishes. It's almost like, I want this person to be my person. They're manifesting you, whether they know you or not. They're manifesting you, right? Fully hard. They are fully. That was not a double entendre. They are manifesting you specifically. Like, that's what I want. Yeah, look, house, home, belonging. They're looking for home, and not a house. They're looking for home, like the person that they can call home, right? Oh, and if you already know this person feels like you are home. This person feels like they belong with you. They feel safe. They feel like you're their family. They want to build new traditions with you. And I feel like if you already have traditions with your own family or by yourself, they love your traditions. They love how you are. They love how you celebrate life. And they want to integrate that with you. It's not even like they're like, oh, I'm not that, so I'm not going to sell it. No, they want to. They want to. Have you guys been watching how Japan and Mexico, they were like, oh my god, how do they celebrate like this? We cannot do this. How is there old people? You guys party too hard. And it's because, we're proud of our culture. He was even like, even the dead come back and celebrate once a year and party with food and drinks. I was like, oh my god. And he was just like, I can't party anymore. I cannot bailar. I cannot volar. I cannot tomar. It was so funny. And then, all the people that have been coming from out of the country that are like now addicted to ranch have to go like to an RA meetings, right? Because apparently there's no ranch in Europe, which is insane. That's insanity to me. It's ranch. It goes on salad. Do you guys not eat salads? Oh, you guys they probably do like a lot of like the vinaigrette shit. Shit. I didn't mean to call it that way. You know what I mean? Red flag. Clarifying dragon's hoard. Yeah, you're protecting it because it's going to become after. Right? And now I'm getting like a whole bunch of scenes from X-Files. Warning, complications, serious issues. I don't feel like this is about the pregnancy, if this is what's happening. I also don't feel like this is like, there's nothing wrong with what's going on with you. What's happening is on the outside, right? And this could be even, let's say you're at a stage where you can no longer have kids. What do dragons guard? Gold, right? This could be money. This could be a family property. This could be gifts, right? This is how family curses start. Like when they try to come after like the family money, when they try to come after like the divine feminine and try to destiny swap with the divine masculine, right? It's when energies and people come in and try to insert themselves where they shouldn't fucking be. But I feel like this is not a problem, you know, like you guys know, but you do need to be careful, right? You are going to be guarding very, very important things. And again, it doesn't mean you have to have a baby. For a lot of you guys, I do feel like this is, but for a lot of you guys are guarding your the family powers, the gifts, the you know, the empire that you're leaving behind for your family. What you're trying to build is what they're coming after, right? But you've already mastered this shit. You already know who you're dealing with. I feel like if you haven't been with at least one sociopath, you've been with many narcissists, and you've already learned. Like you don't, yeah, you get it. You understood the assignment and you fucking grew. Okay, yes, the sun, yes, you did, yes. Water flow, overflowing abundance. Oh my god, and I'm getting chills, bro. And megaphone, going public. Some of you guys are meant to like use what you've learned and go and help people, be the voice for people that don't have it. Help people break those lineages, help people understand why you go through what you had to go through so that you understand, right? I feel like a lot of you guys, and it took you a long time and a nightmare of things, right? And I think that this isn't even like your first rodeo doing this difficult lesson. I feel like you've actually passed it in a past life, but you wanted to master it. You wanted to master it, and I just saw 2. You wanted to master it so that you or nobody in your family ever had to go through that shit ever again, right? You wanted to master that shit. I feel like maybe in the past you might have passed it, but like it didn't end. You didn't like the growth that needed to come after didn't come the same way. It might have taken too much of a hit on your soul. And this time, like, no, you're taking it and you're like, no, look, yeah, containing one's emotions. Maybe you couldn't ever heal past it or heal enough that you were able to get to the level that you needed to ascend, right? And then this life, you got control of your emotions. Like ritual, you time, social, hospitality. Yeah, you're like, fuck that. I don't give a fuck. Screw them. Like, what they did was whatever. That shit was... If I was the bad guy, I would have gotten... Leo. Stop. Okay, I'll stop. See? See? Like, that would straight up be me. Like, bro, you couldn't even fucking bring me. I was already halfway there. If I was a bad guy, I would have gotten the job done. Alright, okay, we'll stop. Alright, let me get you guys some guidance, Leos. Let them go. Tree. Burn it all down. And do you see how this tree is burning? It's family tree. It's almost like you're burning a cursed lineage that was in your family before, because a new one is being born. And I am hearing royalty bloodline is what I'm hearing. It's what I'm hearing. And again, even if you already have kids, those kids, it's almost like their bloodline, their blood, it's being cleansed, right? Strength and resilience. Yeah, like you have stood where you needed to stand, even if you were told to move and you were like, no, I'm not moving. And then prayers and wishes. Yep. All right, Leos, I love this for you guys. I hope this helped, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.